Hey, what's up, people? Piz out here. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about the newly released Seasons Grievings Blu-ray edition of Black Christmas. This release is to celebrate the 41st anniversary of the release of Black Christmas. It is from the fine folks over at Anchor Bay, Canada. And this is going to be less a review of the film and more a review of the Blu-ray itself, as I've already done two standalone reviews of Black Christmas. I did one a couple of years ago for my holiday horror series, and I did one several years before that, just a standalone review. So I'll put links or annotations somewhere around here or down in the description. Go check those out for a more in-depth review of the actual film itself. This is going to be more review of this Blu-ray, but I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the film just a little bit here. And I mean, what can I say about Black Christmas? To me, as it is to so many horror fans out there, this is a holiday classic. This is a film that you watch every year during the holiday season, as I have for many, 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 many years. I just think Black Christmas is a phenomenal movie. I think it's a great, great movie. I think it's a really well-made movie. I think first and foremost, this is technically a really, really well-done film. And when you take into account this was Bob Clark's really only, third movie, it's pretty impressive. I mean, the use of course, the killer POVs in the film, and this was long before, there was even Steadicam. I mean, basically, the cameraman just strapped the camera onto his shoulder and did all those POVs. I love the use of camera movements throughout the film. I love the use of foregrounds in the movie as well. They just give the film such a layered kind of effect. I love the look of the movie. It looks and it feels absolutely freezing. It looks so cold. The atmosphere is bleak. It is dreadful. It is icy. This is a very sort of subversive film, yet at the same time, it has such a just black humor in the movie as well. The characters. I love the characters in this film. The characters, they seem real. They act real. They talk like real characters. Margot Kidder's character in the film, she has so many amazing one-liners in this movie, yet at the same time she's kind of a sad character, really. I love that element. The den mother, the house mother, who's got just bottles of booze hidden all over the house. Love that. I also love how they treated sort of women's issues in this movie. This is really a progressive movie. Olivia Hussey's character is going to have an abortion. She is pregnant out of wedlock. She's having an unplanned pregnancy, and she's going to have an abortion. I loved how this movie was very progressive with its female characters and didn't treat them just as simple sort of, slasher movie cannon fodder fit for, exploitation. It was really progressive, I thought. So I think it's a really well-written horror film as well. Great characters, great dialogue. The characters feel real. They act real. They talk real. You've got great humor going on in the film as well. But you've still got just that darkness, that dread that permeates the film as well. The music is great. It's got this really avant-garde, weird soundtrack, just scraping, the strings of a piano, just sort of sounds, not necessarily music, but creepy sounds. The phone calls, of course, the Billy phone calls are, regardless of how many times I watch this film, those phone calls are still really just chilling and disturbing. It's just a great movie. From a technical standpoint, it's very, very well made. It's very innovative. It did a lot of, if not firsts, it was definitely one of the firsts to implement a lot of the ideas and a lot of the tropes that future slasher films used and overused and turned into basically, more or less cliche. The characters, like I said, phenomenal characters. I love how they treated the female characters in the film. Great dark humor throughout as well, and just that overwhelming sense of just bleakness and just being so cold, just frozen, absolutely frozen. I love the fact too. I don't think this is a spoiler because most of you guys have probably seen this film and seen it many, many times. If you've not seen Black Christmas, stop this video now, go out and watch Black Christmas immediately. I love the fact that they don't reveal who the killer is, that the killer kind of gets away with it in the end. I've not seen a horror movie. I've not seen a horror movie really since then, I don't think, that I can think of off the top of my head, that is ballsy enough to do that. And I don't think today, of course, if you recall the Black Christmas remake, not only did they tell us who the killer, or in the case of the Black Christmas remake, the killers, they had to do the whole backstory of both of them and just beat us over the head with who the killers are and why they're doing what they're doing, to the point where it was just redundant and it was just awful. A movie like this could not be made today, particularly with that kind of ending. But I love the ending to this film. I absolutely love the ending of this film. And I've probably said this before, but again, I'd be totally remiss if I did not say it again. Bob Clark, who passed away a few years ago, very unfortunately, rest in peace. I've always said I think is a phenomenal filmmaker. Case in point, look at Black Christmas. Look at the other holiday film that he did, A Christmas Story. You have two bona fide holiday classics on the complete polar opposite end of the genre spectrum. Here you have a dark horror film. A Christmas Story is a holly jolly, family-friendly holiday film. Both of them classics. Both of them great, great films. That should show you what a phenomenal filmmaker Bob Clark was. He could do horror. He could do family. He could do comedy. He could even, he did Christmas Story, family comedy. He did Porky's, not family comedy. So, I think he was just a really great filmmaker that still, even to this day, does not get the kudos that he deserves. Look at the horror films that he did. Look at Black Christmas. Look at... oh gosh, I'm forgetting the name of the film. Blah, 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 blah. I can't think of the name of the film. I'll add an annotation. Think of those two movies. Then look at Porky's. Then look at A Christmas Story. The guy worked in just about every genre, and he did great movies in those genres. So, all the respect in the world goes out to Bob Clark. I've always had a lot of respect for him as a filmmaker. It's too bad he's no longer with us. But definitely his films, his legacy as a filmmaker live on. And Black Christmas is a shining beacon of what a good filmmaker I think he was. So to get into the special features on this disc here, as you guys know, I always take notes because that's just what I do. This Blu-ray is loaded with special features. Loaded with special features. We have a new making of documentary on the film, brand new for this release. It's called Black Christmas Legacy. It comes in just over 40 minutes. We've got a lot of archival interviews with people like Bob Clark, Olivia Hussey, Margot Kidder, etc., etc. We've got new interviews with Nick Mancuso, who did, he was one of the three people who did the voices for Billy. Really interesting to hear him talk about, how he did those voices. He actually talks about, while recording those phone calls, he was actually standing on his head because he wanted to compress his diaphragm so that he could just have this really weird, distressed, disturbed kind of speech. And that definitely comes through. So it's really interesting to hear him talk about Black Christmas. I never heard him talk about Black Christmas. I also have new interviews with journalists from Rue Morgue, the new editor of Fangoria magazine. George Maholka, the director of My Bloody Valentine, talks quite a bit on this documentary as well. He's also the co-director of this documentary, so that was pretty cool. It's pretty much a dissection of the film. They talk about why the movie worked then, why it has continued to work to this day. and find a new audience over the years. They talk about the progressivism of women in the film instead of the exploitation of women in the film. They talk about shooting the movie, scoring the film, the techniques Clark used that were groundbreaking, the avant-garde soundtrack. They talk about just about everything that you could possibly want to know about Black Christmas in this documentary. It's interesting, though. We've seen documentaries in the past on Black Christmas where they really just talk to the cast and crew about the making of the movie. It's interesting here that they talk to, journalists and cinephiles and horror fans about, their thoughts on the movie and why it worked then, why it continues to work now, so on and so forth. So that was a pretty interesting making of documentary there. Like I said, just over 40 minutes, brand new for this Blu-ray. We also get a new featurette called, it's from the 40th anniversary panel at Fan Expo 2014 with John Saxon, Art Hindle, Lynn Griffin, and Nick Mancuso. It's about 18 minutes. They talk about, making the film, working with Bob Clark, working in the conditions, very cold when they shot this film, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of stuff. Again, Nick Mancuso. Very interesting to hear him talk about, making the film. At one point he asked the audience, he's like, hey, I just want to know. He's like, I've done like 500 movies. Why is it this movie that seems to be like the one that sticks in everybody's mind that I get asked about all the time, and it's just my voice in the film? And keep in mind, Nick Mancuso has done, I don't think he's done 500 movies, but he's done a lot of movies. Yeah, Black Christmas just sticks in everybody's mind. So that was really cool. We've got Billy is watching a new commentary with Nick Mancuso. Not had a chance to sit down and watch that yet. We've got a gallery of original Black Christmas promotional items. We've got the original script with handwritten notes. I was really hoping that they would include the screenwriter Roy Moore in the making of documentary for this new Blu-ray. Unfortunately, they didn't. I've always wanted to hear him talk about his original script and what changed from his script to the finished version and where the idea of the story of the movie came from. I'm not sure if he's still with us or not, and maybe that's not why he's ever been involved in any kind of making of or interviews about My Bloody Valentine. Maybe he just doesn't want to. I'm not sure, but I've always wanted to hear from him about not My Bloody Valentine, I'm sorry, but Black Christmas. Anyway, we've got original trailer and alternative trailer for the film. Also, we've got just a deluge of archival featurettes. If you've got either of the two old Critical Mass DVD releases of Black Christmas that had the featurettes 12 Days of Black Christmas Revisited, that had interviews with cast and crew, a commentary with Bob Clark, a commentary with John Saxon and Keir Dullea, amongst a whole slew of other special features, those have been ported over as well. So this is sort of the ultimate edition of the movie. If you had those old Critical Mass DVDs, all that stuff is on this new Blu-ray as well. So you're not going to miss anything from those older releases. The picture quality and the sound quality. The sound quality was great. The picture quality, honestly, I couldn't tell that much of a difference between the old Critical Mass DVDs and the Blu-ray. It looked a little bit better. The colors jumped off the screen a little bit more, but I didn't notice that big of an improvement. It's an improvement, but not that big of an improvement. I looked over and I couldn't find if it was a 2K restoration or a 4K restoration. They really don't say in any of the notes or anything. But a little bit better quality than the DVDs, but not a huge step forward. The sound quality is good. One thing I did notice on this Blu-ray that was a little disappointing was during the sequence where Margot Kidder's character gets killed. An amazing sequence in the film. Another one of those technical sequences in the movie that proves that Bob Clark was a great filmmaker. She's, if you recall, Margot Kidder, she's in her bed. She's being attacked by the killer. You've got, it's intercut with the kids outside singing the Christmas carols. Just an amazing sequence. A great, great sequence. On the Blu-ray, it seemed very jittery to me and out of focus. And what I mean is, it was, I don't know, it was jittery, and it seemed out of focus to me. And such a pivotal, well shot, well edited, such a powerful sequence, to be jittery and out of focus to me was a little bit disappointing. But overall, this is a really solid release. Like I said, the picture quality could have been a little bit better. It's definitely an upgrade from the old Critical Mass DVDs, just not that big an improvement. The sound quality is great. You've got some great new features on this Blu-ray as well. All the old stuff from the Critical Mass DVDs have been ported over, so you're not going to miss a thing. This is only available in Canada, however. This edition is only available in Canada, but I know a lot of people in the States that have smuggled it over, so don't worry. You should have no problems finding it and smuggling it into the U.S. Talk to your mules. See whatever needs to be done for them to smuggle it into the U.S. And yeah, definitely. This is the edition to have for Black Christmas. Like I said, it's just a comprehensive sort of... They took the last two Critical Mass DVDs, they brought them over with new stuff, including interviews with Nick Mancuso, which were very, very cool, and an entire commentary with Nick Mancuso, which I'm actually looking forward to checking out. It's on this Blu-ray. Improved sound quality, little bit better picture quality, but hey, we'll take it. This is the 41st anniversary Seasons Grievings edition of Black Christmas from the fine folks over at Anchor Bay, Canada. Go pick it up. As always, thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys are having a great holiday season. Have a safe, happy, just great Christmas or whatever holiday that you celebrate during this time of year. Hope you have a great one. If you've seen Black Christmas, please let me know what you think of it in the comments section below. If you already have this edition, please let me know what you think of it in the comment section below. And yeah, until next time, you guys take it easy.